Hi, thanks for joining us at MLMJumper. This is the training video for setting up your capture page on the Sticky Web Pages platform. Let's go ahead and get started. This is MLMJumper.com, the site we're going to be modifying today. This is just forwarded to willis.stickywebpages.com. We'll hop over to the dashboard here. When setting up your capture page, you would usually set it up on a contact page or on your main page, etc. For the purposes of this training video though, and since we are using a live site, I'm going to go ahead and add a new page to build a new capture form on. So go to Pages and click Add New, and call it whatever you want. I'm going to go ahead and call it Test Page. And I'm going to make it private so that it doesn't show up in our link bar. Should be able to update the page. And there you have it. Test pages are cool. Okay, creating the form is the next step. Back in your administrative section, you're going to go up to the settings menu and click on Forms. As you can see, I've already got a couple here, but I'm going to go ahead and create a new one. You'll see some tabs up here. We'll get to those options in a moment, but for now, go ahead and fill out the form name. I'm just going to use Test Capture Form. This next part is what usually frustrates people. This box holds the code that generates the form fields on the page. It's HTML code. Many have just given up when they get to this point because it seems very complex, but I'll go ahead and show you how to make it very simple. As you can see, they already have a form here, one that you could probably use just as is, making it as easy as possible. But it's got your name, your email, the subject of the message, and the message, and then a submit button. You could use this as is, but assuming you want some more fields or less fields, we'll go ahead and get rid of this and start from scratch. Without having to know code, all you really have to do is go down here and click the Add Form Field button. This has many options of fields that you can add to the form. The ones that we're going to be concentrating on today that most people use are text field, email field, and text area. I'm going to show you the difference between text field and text area right now. On MLMJumper's contact page, you see you've got your name, your email, phone number, and then your message. These here are text areas. This large one, these here are text fields. This large one is a text area. Contains multiple lines of text, whereas these contain just one single line. And that is the difference. Let's see. Going back to the form, we'll go ahead and add a text field by clicking on the menu option. It'll ask us for a field caption. We'll go ahead and add your name. You can make this field required or not. If you require it, it means the form cannot be finished until that field is completed. This name field down here is a bit hard to understand for some folks, but basically all you need to know about it is that you can take this field up here, put it down here, and replace any non-alphanumeric characters with a dash. And that's it. This is the heading of the column for the database portion of this training video, which I'll explain a little later. Default value you don't really need to worry about, but you can if you want. If I wanted the form to come up with a value already in it, I can put one in there. You don't need to worry about size, max length, or class unless you're a web designer and know what you're doing. You don't have to worry about the spam filter options here either. Just click the Add to Form button, and when I go back up, you can see that it added the form field for me. So I'm going to go ahead and add another one. Text field for phone number. We'll make it required. And remember that anything non-alphanumeric, such as spaces, should not go here. Replace them with a dash or an underscore. Default value, we don't need one for this field. We'll go ahead and add it to the form. As you can see, it's back up there. We'll go ahead and add an email field. We'll call it email address. We'll make it required. We'll take this, paste it down here. Won't need a default value, and we don't need anything. Go ahead and add to form, and it's up there. I'm going to go ahead and add a couple more fields here. One for a subject, and we'll make that required. And we will also add a text area for the message. And we won't require a message. Add to form, and there you have it. Close this window. We've got our form all set up here. Now, the fields are there, but there's one thing that we absolutely need, and that every form, no matter how you set it up, will need, and that's a submit button. You don't absolutely need a submit field caption. It shows up off to the left of the button. Usually you only need the button label itself. We'll call it send form. Or you can do something. You can add something here if you want, like click here to, and it'll show up just to the left of the form button. So we click that, and there it is. Now, there's some more options down here. Form handling. I'll explain some of these. Save to database and mail, mail only, or database only. You have the option to save your contact information that is entered by the users who come to your website to the database in the Sticky Web Pages software. This allows you to look up a list on your Sticky Web Pages site of everyone who's filled out your contact form. You can choose to have it mail only, which means that they won't be saved to the database. They'll simply be forwarded to your email address. Or you can do both. I like to do both because I like to receive an email notification when somebody fills out a form, but I also like to have a backup on the server. Mail format is not that important since the data we're collecting is just text anyway. You can save it in HTML or not. It doesn't matter. For the purpose of this training, we'll leave it without HTML. Go back up here and check out one of these tabs. Click on Mail Options. The Mail tab allows us to specify, if we chose the email option, where it goes. So we'll send it to MLMJumper@gmail.com, our email address. The From will allow you to choose what email address it comes from. You could just do your email address again, or you can actually access the form fields from the form data themselves. You do that by using these brackets and using the name that you filled out here. The one that's alphanumeric only. So your name, and the other was email address. As you can see, they have some pre-filled ones here that match the original form fields that they had. You can just replace it with your own data. Now, we added another field in here that we'd like to see for phone number. And we can just go ahead and add it to the body of the email. Maybe give it a label. And there you have it. You also have the opportunity to forward a copy of the email to someone else. You can use the form field for email address to send it to the person who filled out the form as a confirmation, or you can enter another address to send it to yourself again for sending it to your upline or your downline, etc. For now, we won't use that option.